Grease, produced by the Brandywine Theatre Company, will be live on Friday, May 31st and Saturday, June 1st, starting at 8 p.m. on the Bree Festival Stage. Good day, friends. Miloa here, and I am so happy to be back with my Brandywine Theatre Company friends. They've got some amazing information to share with us about the upcoming Grease show, and I can't wait to dive right in.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'm playing Rizzo, and I'm also directing and stage managing Grease, as well as being a producer for the Brandywine Theatre Company.
I'm Hildegard, or Hildy to her friends. I am playing the role of Sandy, and I am the lead scriptwriter and assistant director for Grease.
I am Thando. I play Danny, and I also have the role of being the costumer for Grease.
Hey everybody, this is Tanis. I'm playing the role of Kaneki, and I am the music director for Grease, and I'm also a producer for BTC.
Welcome everybody, and I should mention that I am playing Patty and Cha-Cha. This will be my first debut on the stage here in LOTRO. I am super excited about it.
Huzzah!
What is the overall process to create a show like Grease?
Well, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes before you ever see any action on stage. In this particular production, we did something new, which was that we had a much more collaborative pre-production approach. For example, Hildy is a script lead, and she had a team of people working with her. Tanis did the music. He had a team of people creating the music. So we have a lot of input from a lot of different people this time, and that made it very interesting and gave us a lot of different perspectives.
Whenever we do our what we call pre-production on a show, there are a lot of things that happen with a lot of different people, and that is the first step. Is pre-production is basically putting the script together and all the music together before we have a script that we can rehearse with. One of the first things that we do, of course, is we review the different versions of the show, and we try to figure out what music we're going to use in our particular version of the story. After we have the music available, we have a team that is going to go together and put a script for how we want to adapt the show. And then we also have a team, like Kay mentioned, about costuming and a lot of different notes that have to go into the script. There's special effects notes, everything that we have to think about ahead of time so that the script is ready for the cast when we actually get up onto stage and try to put everything together into one cohesive story and everything that you see on the stage.
And how does casting take place?
We look at who's available, who wants to be involved. We try to take into account their level of experience and their comfort level. We like to challenge our cast a little bit, but we never want to make anyone uncomfortable or put them into too big of a role. By the same token, we don't want to undercast people either. So it's a little bit of a balancing act, but we try to take it into account what people would most enjoy. And Miloa, since you're one of our new actors, how do you feel about your first role?
All I have to say is I started off as Marty and I ended as Cha-Cha. I felt like I was thrown a little bit in the deep end, but I'm usually a rise to challenges. And so when we were rehearsing a scene where Cha-Cha steals the show, it felt very natural. I had a lot of fun. That was a really cool moment. And that actually, I think, helped me get into the character a lot as well. So Hildy, can you talk a little bit about the script development, what it was like this time, any unique aspects to it that you want to share?
I've never actually done any scripting before this show. This was a whole new experience for me, and it was a lot of fun, and it was an excellent challenge. I have to really thank Kay for being such an excellent mentor as a scriptwriter and being able to draw on her experience and what has worked and what hasn't worked. It was great to work together with the team that I had. Of course, this show, we've adapted this show to the LOTRO universe, which was a major part of our creative process. And I was able to draw on the different perspectives and knowledge that my team members had, both of Tolkien lore and, of course, things about the game itself. For instance, we've set the Pink Ladies up as a role-playing kin. The T-Birds are set up as a raiding kin. And that was a really fun thing to try to bring out in the scripts.
And Tanis, can you talk a little bit about how the music development went this time?
I have to say we had a great team of people working on the music. Basically, my job was just to help the creative team, the scripting team, figure out what songs were going to work with the show. One of the challenges we had, obviously, is Hildy just mentioned that we adapted the show to the LOTRO universe. So it was very interesting to see how we were going to fit the original 50s music into that universe, but I think it worked out really well. And I do want to point out that this isn't the first time we've had people in the cast pitch in to arrange the music, but I do want to say that it's one of the more recent times that we've done it. In the past, there have been shows where all the music has been done by one or two people, but with this show, we wanted it to be a big collaboration. Keeping with that, with the music, we had many people step up to help arrange music. I think they did an amazing job. The music in this show is fantastic. You're not going to want to miss it. Come by, hear the great music, watch the show. And I honestly think it's one of the best shows we have for music.
Vanda, talk to me about costuming.
Oh boy. My job is to bring the director's vision to life in the form of the visual, what you see on the stage. And whenever I learned that they were adapting Greece into the LOTRO universe, and then turning the Thunderbirds into Raiders and the Pink Ladies into a whole different kind of group, the fun started from there. For the Raiders, it dawned on me to go to the skirmish camp and resurrect old legacy armor sets. Give that to the guys. And that was very exciting. And it was really cool. So these armor sets that have been sitting in a skirmish camp and collecting a ton of dust over the years, I dusted them off and I'm putting them on the stage. Some people who've been around for a lot of years might recognize them. This is the first time I had a team. Mally joined me in the costuming team, and she was fantastic. Her enthusiasm and her creativity made this so much more fun to do this time around, rather than it just being me by myself. And so now seeing it all come to life on the stage, that's very exciting.
It's always more fun with friends. Okay, this is your first time stage managing. Are you looking forward to it, or are you nervous?
It is my first time stage managing the whole show. I've helped in the past, but it is a big challenge, and it's been very exciting to work with. I'm a little nervous, but I know I'm going to be able to do it because I've had really good examples. For example, Tanis has showed me how to do it correctly, and I will hopefully be able to follow his lead. And I also have Hildy backing me up as assistant director, so that takes some of the weight off of my shoulders, and I can focus more on the stage managing. All of the action is having to be managed by, there's a lot of counting in for dances, making sure people exit and enter at the right time. And so I have to be really aware of all the aspects at every time, and that's been a fun challenge.
And not only that, you're acting at the same time as well.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And directing.
That's crazy. You're a crazy woman.
Yeah, what's your first clue?
Well, it sounds to me like the big innovation of this show really was collaboration, getting more of the cast and more of the team involved along the process with the whole show. Tanis, any other innovation that you guys are doing this time that viewers may not have seen in the past?
Say something that's a little bit different that we've never done is the fact that, we keep bringing this up, but it really is a core part of this show, is the fact that we've adapted the show to basically be characters inside of LOTRO. So that's something we've never done on any of our other shows. I think it's a really fun way to kind of pay tribute, obviously, to the game that we all play and enjoy and have fun in, but also most of our audience watching, of course, are also players of LOTRO. Even though we're doing a show that it's really not set inside of this time period, that we can just find a fun way to do it and still be inside the game with everything that happens. Another thing that we're doing that's new is we have a new band. And I want to just say thank you to the Pit Orchestra, which is headed up by Giriad. So thank you very much for the work of getting the band together, getting the band ready. And he's just doing a stellar job with that. And I just want to point that out because we would not have a musical without a band playing the music. So thank you very much.
So what has been some of the biggest challenges, highs and lows, in putting this show together?
We all have some challenges that we've been faced with this show, just like with any show. But we have one scene in particular that has been a bit of a challenge. We have a race scene, which we are doing on horseback or hogback, actually, depending on the character. And it's a very complicated scene. It was very complicated to choreograph it and to just figure out how we were going to do it and have it match with the music that's playing. But even more of a challenge to actually perform it live. because there are some complicated sequences that happen and just remembering where we're supposed to go. But it's very exciting. I mean, we incorporated a number of things. We have not only the choreography and the music, but we also have some pyrotechnics and we have some stunt double work. It's going to be a great show. And that in particular is a very exciting scene. So make sure you come down and don't miss it.
My challenge has been taking on a new role both in the pre-production and on stage. I've never, as I mentioned before, I've never done any script writing or anything of that sort or anything remotely like assistant directing, but Candace and Kay both decided to cast me as a lead. There's some pressure that comes with that, but it's been a really fun challenge. I've enjoyed playing the role of Sandy, getting into my character's head, deciding how she would react over to what happens over the course of the show. She gets to do lots of singing and dancing, which is always so much fun to do on stage. It's a lot of fun to do this. Both the acting and the pre-production has been a challenge, but it's been so much fun.
Yeah, a challenge for Thando was in costume because LOTRO doesn't have a 1950s diner or a auto shop and so on. So whenever they said they were adapting it into LOTRO, I said, well, okay, so we're not going to have leather jackets and Brill cream in the hair and and so on. So how are we going to do this? And then that light came on with the armor sets. Then my Mally was just fabulous with the pink ladies in particular, and the dream sequence, the raining on prom night scene. The costumes for that are going to be fantastic. It's going to look wonderful. But that was a real challenge. Was trying to figure out how to set something done in the 50s into a whole different universe.
So I'll answer this question as well. This is my first time acting on stage in LOTRO. I think the biggest challenge for me has just been initially getting over the nerves. You'd think this is a game and you wouldn't have nerves with acting in a game, but that is not true. Like, the nerves were still there the first day of rehearsal, and I was just like, I'm gonna screw up so bad and they're gonna hate me and I'm gonna go run away. And I had to keep all of that inside and home and just follow my marks and follow directions. And Key did a really good job in directing, stage managing, and Mally did a really good job of encouraging me and causing me not to freak out.
Man, Miloa wouldn't have known that. You did wonderfully.
Well, thank you.
I agree. And I'd like to mention that a lot of people are nervous about doing this, but we understand that, and we're not going to yell at you, and we're going to give you time to learn your part and give you the help that you need. And that's why we encourage anybody to join us. You don't have to have any kind of experience. You don't have to know anything. You just have to want to come and have fun with us. And it is a ton of fun. So we're hoping that people who see the show will say to themselves, wow, that looks like fun. I'd like to do that too. And if that's the case, please talk to any cast member, because we do want to share this fun with you. And since we have set this show in the LOTRO environment, it's interesting that our cast also runs the gamut of different areas of the environment. We have raiders like Miloa, we have questers, we have role players, and we even have some people acting as themselves in this show.
Any final thoughts you guys want to share with the audience?
I just want to add to what Kay just said about recruiting with newer people. Not only are we always welcoming people to come and perform on the stage with us, but we're also welcome anybody who would like to have a role that's behind the stage. We have a lot of pre-production roles. You've heard a lot about the amount of work it takes to put a show together, but we also have roles during the show that may not be on the stage, but are equally important with our crew, especially with future shows coming up. We're going to have need for additional people to help with set pieces, with special effects, and with other things that we may need to do. So if you want to be involved and may not want to be on the stage, we still ask you to speak up, ask one of us if there's anything you can help us with, and we'd love to have you. I also want to just mention along the lines, we've heard a lot about the work that Kay and Hildy and Thando have done with the script and the costuming and the directing. And I want to say they're all doing a fantastic job. So thank you very much for all the work that you're doing. In addition to the things that it takes to put the show together with the script, I want to say that there are some things that happen besides that for us to be able to promote the show. So I want to say thank you to Miloa for actually doing one of the things, which is this interview video that helps us get the word out. And then the other things that we have are the poster. There's a lot of time that went into getting our posters done. So the poster and the playbill. And I want to just say thank you so much to Hildy for all of your time and effort putting those things together, and to Kay for helping to make those things happen. Something a little new that we're going to try is put out a trailer video. And so we had some people help us with that. Just thank you for all the extra effort that people do for all of these things, and all the work together just makes it so much better experience and helps us get the word out. So thank you for everything that everybody does.
There you have it, folks. Grease will be taking place on the Brandywine Server Friday, May 31st, Saturday, June 1. Please come out and see us. As I mentioned, I'll be on stage for the first time, so you can come throw some rotten food at me or some flowers, depending on how you think I behave. Anyways, thanks for watching and happy hunting.